The mind is like a garden. Every thought, every belief, every habit is a seed. Some of these seeds grow into vibrant flowers, bringing beauty and strength to your life. Others, they become weeds, choking your potential, consuming your energy, and quietly overtaking everything you've worked so hard to build. But here's the thing. Weeds don't announce their arrival. They creep in, subtle and silent, until one day you look around and realize your garden, your life, is overrun, and you're left wondering how it ever got this way. But what if I told you that today could mark the turning point? What if 2025 could be the year you take back control of your garden? What if it's the year you rip out those weeds and plant only what truly serves you? Imagine waking up one day to a mind that's calm, focused, and resilient. A mind that works for you, not against you. A garden flourishing with peace, purpose, and power. This isn't a dream. It's a choice. And it starts here. It starts now. Lesson 1. The quiet invasion of weeds destroys the foundation of your potential. It doesn't happen overnight. The weeds in your garden, the negativity, bad habits, toxic thoughts, don't announce themselves. They don't ask for permission. They simply grow. A little self-doubt here, a touch of comparison there, and before you know it, you're suffocating under the weight of it all. But the worst part, you planted them. Not intentionally, but through inaction. Through allowing what didn't serve you to stay. Every time you let anger fester, every time you clung to resentment, every time you sought validation from people who didn't matter, you watered those weeds. But here's the truth. You can't blame the garden for the seeds you chose to nurture. Responsibility is power. And today, you reclaim it. Today, you decide what stays and what goes. Because the weeds don't own this garden. You do. Lesson 2. The battle for your peace is won by letting go of what weighs you down. Let's be honest. You've been carrying things that don't belong to you. Emotional clutter, toxic relationships, outdated habits. They weigh you down, robbing you of your peace and energy. You replay conversations in your mind, trying to figure out what you could have said to make someone understand your pain. You seek validation from people who don't deserve your time. But let me ask you this. When has explaining yourself to someone who isn't listening ever brought you peace? When has their approval ever truly satisfied you? The Stoics had it right. They understood that external validation is a trap. You give away your power every time you seek it. Epictetus said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them." In other words, it's not the actions of others that disturb your peace. It's your expectation that they should act differently. So stop. Stop trying to justify yourself. Stop giving pieces of your peace to people who haven't earned it. Their inability to see your worth says more about them than it does about you. Take that energy and reinvest it where it belongs, in yourself. Heal. Grow. Building. Let your actions be your loudest response. Lesson 3. The strength of silence reflects your mastery. Silence. It's a weapon, a shield, and a sanctuary. But most of us are terrified of it. We feel the need to fill every silence with words, to explain, to justify, to be understood. But the truth is, the quieter you are, the louder your power becomes. Think about it. When was the last time you raised your voice in anger? Did it solve the problem? Or did it make things worse? Anger, when unleashed without control, is a wildfire. It consumes everything in its path, leaving only destruction in its wake. Marcus Aurelius once said, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" Restraint is strength. To hold your tongue when every part of you wants to lash out is not weakness. It's mastery. It's discipline. And it's rare. Imagine being the one who stays calm when everyone else is losing their head. That's power. That's control. That's you. Lesson 4. Perfection is a prison that keeps you stuck in fear. How often have you hesitated to start something because you weren't sure you could do it perfectly? How often have you finished a task but obsessed over the tiniest flaws no one else would even notice? Perfectionism is a seductive lie. It convinces you that excellence means flawlessness. But the truth, perfectionism is fear in disguise. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of not being enough. The Stoics remind us that perfection is an illusion. Seneca warned, "While we wait for life, life passes us by." Perfectionism keeps you stuck, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. But while you wait, opportunities slip through your fingers. Life moves forward without you. Let go of the need to be flawless. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Every mistake you make is a lesson. Every imperfection is proof that you're growing. The only failure is refusing to try. Lesson 5. Comparison is poison that robs you of your focus and joy. You've done it. Scrolling through social media, looking at someone else's success, their lifestyle, their achievements. And before you know it, you're spiraling. Why am I not there yet? What's wrong with me? Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your confidence, and your focus. But here's the truth. Your path is yours alone. No one else's timeline matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste what remains of your life in speculating about others." When you focus on others, you rob yourself of the energy and time to focus on what you can control. Your own growth, your own progress, your own life. Stop looking at their garden. Focus on your own. Lesson 6. The courage to embrace change transforms your life. Change is terrifying. It's the unknown, the unpredictable, the uncontrollable. But it's also inevitable. Resisting change is like resisting the seasons. You can't stop winter from coming, but you can prepare for it. You can't stop the tides from rising, but you can learn to swim. The Stoics teach us that change is not the enemy. It's the path forward. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change." Every meaningful thing in your life came from change. A risk you took, a decision you made, a leap into the unknown. Embrace it. Lean into it. Let it shape you into something stronger. Lesson 7. Reclaiming your power comes from consistent effort and purpose. This is not about overnight transformation. It's not about perfection or instant results. It's about the quiet, relentless pursuit of better. It's about showing up every day and doing the work. It's about eliminating what doesn't serve you. Anger, comparison, perfectionism, toxic relationships, and making space for what does. Peace, purpose, resilience. Your garden is waiting. The weeds have been there long enough. It's time to take the tools in your hands, your willpower, your discipline, your fire, and do the work. The flowers you plant today will shape the life you live tomorrow. And make no mistake, the work will be hard, but it will be worth it. Lesson 8. Your future self is watching and counting on you. Picture yourself a year from now. Imagine looking back on this moment. Will you be proud of the choices you made? Will you be grateful for the work you did? Or will you be standing in the same overgrown garden, wondering why you didn't start sooner? Your future self is watching. They're counting on you. Don't let them down. This is your garden. This is your mind. And this is your moment. The weeds don't own this place. You do. So get to work. Plant something extraordinary.